Hey everybody, I'm going to make a quick tutorial on how to make my masks, a video tutorial. So if you download my pattern on the website, it's actually a pattern that I downloaded from another person's website, and then I tweaked it a little bit and made it my own. But if you download that, you can cut it out. Just make sure you measure that this bottom part on a large is 5 inches. Okay, so that's kind of just to make sure that the scale is right. So when you cut them out, they're gonna look like this. You're gonna basically have your fabrics face to face and then cut them into this shape. Okay, so you'll have 2 of these essentially to make a mask. So healthcare workers are wanting to have one side one color and one side the other color, so that they know which side is their side and which side is the patient's side. So after you've got them all cut out, you can lay them kind of out in front of you, stack them up into 4s. It just makes it easier, so you can access them and just do these repeatedly. So the first part we're going to sew is just this top part. So we're just going to stitch this. You're only going to go in about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch in to sew this part right here. And I've already got one made, so I'm not going to sew. It's just a simple forward stitch, backward stitch, just to reinforce it. Forward, back, and then go all the way down. Curved edge. And then we're going to reinforce that back piece. Okay, so you can see that's about how far down that seam is. Some people don't like how far the nose sticks out on these masks, but the reason why I have it that way is for the healthcare workers. They can wear their masks underneath this, and it's easier to breathe and it's easier to talk when you have more room in that mouth area. So you can adjust this if you don't like it and make it, you know, not so stick out so much, so it's not so much like a beak. So you're gonna do one, and then you're gonna do the second one. So I'll do this one real quick. Apologize if my camera's bouncing up and down. Okay, so you've got these, and I'm gonna quickly snip those. Now, the next step is we're gonna take these, I'm gonna put this down a little bit more. Take these, now we're gonna do these face to face. So pretty side to pretty side, and they're just gonna match up. So you're just gonna basically match the patterns, or match the cutout, so that everything lines up nicely on the top and nicely on the bottom. You kind of tuck it in there, kind of like a fitted sheet. Kind of a pain in the butt to fold, but you just gotta make sure that everything is even. All right, so now that you've got it even, you're gonna sew the top part, and then you're gonna sew the bottom part, okay? So I'll do that really quickly. You can stop here if you want, lift your foot and turn if you want, but I just don't. I just go. Okay. And then we're going to do the bottom side. Stick that sucker in there. Sorry, my camera is bouncing all over the place the faster I go with this machine. So as you're sewing, just make sure that you're sewing, you know, the fabric together. You don't want to miss that fabric and then have to go back and rip out all your seams and start over. So we're just going to cut that. And I have my seam ripper always with me. I like to use this more than I do the seam ripper on the back, just because I can get rid of all those extra threads. So the next step after that is, now we're just going to flip it and reverse it, right? So I'll flip it this way, And now you've got your front side and your back side, or whatever. You can reverse it so that somebody can wear it on the burgundy side or they can wear it on the arrow side. So the next thing is you're gonna kind of push down your sides maybe a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, doesn't really matter. Just kind of stick them in there so you're getting rid of your cut edges, and then you're gonna pin tuck it. Okay, so I always take where the top of the nose is and I bring my pleat. You're gonna give it a pleat. So you're gonna bring your pleat over and then pin it. Watch your fingers. Make sure everything is even. When I pleat this, actually I figured out that if you do it a little bit, it's hard to see in the camera, but if you do it like kind of like this, they fit better. It makes it more cozy around your face. So you're just gonna pin it. Watch my fingers. I was pretty good today and I didn't poke myself at all except for one time. And of course I was sewing a white mask and I thought I was gonna get blood all over everything, but I didn't. I've been really good not to poke myself. So there you have it. So you have that side and then you're gonna do the other side. For time's sake, I'm just gonna do one side. And I have elastic, which lovely volunteers have helped me put these little knots at the ends of them. It's so important that this step is done. The elastic I get, okay, so this is kind of a insider tip, is Hildy and Joe jewelry elastic. It's still available and it's super lightweight and it doesn't hurt around the ears. Hildy and Joe, it's a thick elastic, but it's for jewelry. So you're gonna put a little bit of that elastic inside there, and stick it in there so you can make sure your knot goes far enough down that when you're sewing it, you're sewing over your knot. You don't want to sew above it. It will slip out. I can promise you that. Make sure you give it a little quality control tug on it after you've sewn it. So now is where we're gonna sew the elastic in. So I have to lift my foot up a little bit higher to get underneath there. And then I kind of bring it a little bit more forward. And right now my pins are up backwards, but, and then I'm gonna sew in reverse. So I'm gonna kind of reinforce this stitch several times. Okay, and then I'm gonna wanna sew my pleat. So of course my pin is in the way, but put that in there. And then we're gonna get to the next piece of elastic. Just make sure that you've got that elastic in there far enough that you're gonna go over the top of that knot. And I reinforce it 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I've got that elastic tightly in there. So I'm gonna get rid of all my little threadies. It's kind of a time-consuming process, right? We're already 8 minutes in here and I already had these pre-cut. So now your mask is done. I didn't do the other side obviously, but this is it. Easy peasy. Let me put it up a little bit. This is a large. So a large actually fits me okay. As far as the elastic part goes, you're gonna wanna cut these about 7 inches. That seems to be the ideal length. And then you're only gonna wanna have maybe 3 or 4 inches sticking out at the top, depending on the size. Large, you're gonna have a little bit further out, and medium, not as much. It's kind of a trial and error a little bit on that, but I would say your best bet is the less is more, because if you have more, they're gonna be big and they're gonna hang off people's faces. So, but yeah, that's it. So some of these you can make these with an interlining in them. This is, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Pellon or something like that. It's used for appliques inside t-shirts. I butchered that name, I'm sure, but you can do 2 of these over each piece, you know, like with just 2 of these inside your mask. You can have like a 3rd filter in there. People are requesting that. I am doing that on some of them. And I recently decided I can do them with a pocket on the inside. So this one has that filter plus a pocket and the cotton lining. So it's got a lot more. These are time consuming, but I am doing these as well. So anyway, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Probably won't answer because I'm busy sewing.